Now, going over to the political part podcast, you have Trump's executive actions in the first 24-hour summary. Now, this comes to us thanks to, well, X, or as five people probably still call it, Twitter, and just good old the Grok, or the Grok, as some people call it. Not accurately, apparently, but nevertheless, I think it sounds better with Grok. Now, one of the first ones is the revocation of 78 Biden-era executive actions. This order rescinded numerous executive actions taken by President Joe Biden, affecting policies on DEI, climate, migration, other gender issues, which Trump also said the official stance of the U.S. government is now there are two genders, which is fascinating to see how just the sheer insanity of the Democrat Party. Or again, 10 years ago, or maybe 15 years ago, everyone in America would agree, yes, there's two genders, male and female. And now you have about half the country that doesn't believe that, which is quite concerning to say the least. Now, Trump also issued a regulatory freeze. An executive order was signed to freeze regulations, requiring agencies to review and potentially reverse existing rules, which is great. Because again, there's nothing businesses hate more than increased regulations, rules, pretty much all the things that increase the cost of goods sold to the consumer, decrease profitability of the company, and even allow them out of business. Hopefully they'll kneecap the EPA soon, so we can actually have reliable diesel engines again, and, well, vehicles as well. Maybe even make the V8 great again and get rid of the amalgamation of all the other options that are being forced and thrust upon us, but I partially digress. Also, a federal hiring freeze. An order was issued to freeze federal hiring with exceptions for military personnel and positions related to immigration enforcement, national security, or public safety. Return to in-person work for feds. Trump mandated that federal employees return to full in-person work with exceptions determined by agency heads, which is great. Again, Elon found out a couple of weeks ago, oh yeah, it looks like 96% of federal employees don't go to work. I would also argue they don't really work at all at home, but another argument for another time perhaps. And again, we are also spending a lot of money upkeeping all those government buildings. Maybe we could auction some of them off and get some money back. We'll see. But yeah, we're spending a lot of money on those buildings and they're not even filled up with employees. And Lord only knows how ineffective most of those employees are. Also, as it addresses other cost of living, executive order aimed at providing emergency price relief to help decrease the inflation and reduce the cost of daily life. A withdrawal from the Paris Accords. Yes. Trump issued an order to begin the process of withdrawing the United States from the Paris Climate Agreement, reversing Biden's moronic choice of rejoining. I added that last part describing Biden's action because, again, it literally just kneecaps all these international, all that crap, just kneecaps U.S. innovation, U.S. manufacturing, and of course, it just forces more jobs and more manufacturing, more opportunity, and it sends it to China. Or as Trump would say, and when we always, maybe it's just me, we always hear that word in our voices, in our head, we always hear China. Because, again, there's a reason why an overwhelming majority of products are manufactured in China. It's cheap in big part due to low regulation, and they also don't have the EPA destroying their jobs, shutting down their factories, and what have you. So, yeah, that's going to be nice. Now, he's also doing a TikTok ban delay. A little queasy about that one because, again, I think his national security implications, again, big tech already collects our data. There's a modicum of hope that they're slightly better than China, though you could probably argue that Google has the same ethics and, having tendencies as China as they censor more and more videos, especially on the right or in the middle. So we'll see if it's really good for the TikTok ban delay. I know a lot of people are excited about it, but in my opinion, for national security reasons alone, and the way it's being used as a tool to dumb people down, I believe, and especially the youth, I would much prefer an American entity that would actually own that, and more importantly, make sure the data is, better controlled and better stored. Or should it be nice if they just didn't store copious amounts of data? But I'd be a lot more comfortable if they spun it off to an American entity, or if American businesses were to buy it. We'll see what happens at the end. But yes, interesting that he is doing a TikTok ban delay. Now, he's also doing a delayed birthright citizenship, which is exceptional. He says he attempted to end birthright citizenship for children of undocumented immigrants and those on temporary visas. Those expected to face legal challenges, which, yeah, this is going to go all the way up to the Supreme Court, I suppose, I would guess. But again, if you were to end birthright citizenship, it would be one of the biggest, I would think it would be one of the biggest laws that could actually decrease illegal immigration. Because again, one of the reasons so many people around the planet break into the United States is the incentive mechanisms. They're pretty much saying, please break the law. Just get here and have a kid, and you're basically set for life. Doesn't get me started on the handouts they all get at the the cost of the taxpayer. But yeah, that would end one of the greatest incentive mechanisms that they have to break into the United States. Again, I have nothing wrong with legal immigration. Shoot, that's how my family got here. But yeah, it'd be nice if, they actually had mechanisms in place to incentivize legal immigration. When these days it seems like all the incentive mechanisms, from free phones to gift cards to free housing, is all to break the law. All the incentives are to do it the wrong way. Now, he also has a border security and immigration policies. He declared a national emergency at the southern border. He also restarted the border wall construction after Biden tried to sell parts of it off for $5 a pop, which again shows just the corruption of Biden. Also ended parole programs for refugees from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, Venezuela. Reinstated the Remain in Mexico policy for asylum seekers. Excellent. Again, one of the biggest reasons that there was less illegal immigration when Trump was in office was, the Remain in Mexico policy, where, again, if you want to fight your case why you should be here, you don't just get to come here and disappear. You remain in Mexico, which perhaps one of the few times in politics where the name of a bill or policy is actually accurate. So give Trump a little credit for that as well. Now, it also has designated cartels and specific gangs like MS-13 and Tren de Aragua, which sounds like a douchey fruit from California, or it's like you would buy it like a little bodega in California. Like, this is a new food startup. It's, Tren de Argula? Tren de Argula? Is that a spice or herb, perhaps? No, it's this new fancy drink from San Francisco. It has bits of the herb mixed into it. It's got extra electrolytes for your aura. I mean, this is supposed to be, it's supposed to be rough gangs. And MS-13 sounds like a bastardization of like MI6 from the UK. I understand where that might come from, but the Tren de Aguas? Agula? And Trump has designated them as, terrorists, as they should, because they are, and they're invading the United States. They should be taken care of appropriately. Now, you also have the Gender Identity and Diversity. An order was signed to recognize that only 2 biological sexes, male and female, on official documents, effectively targeting policies related to transgender rights, quote unquote, and DEI programs. It also has energy policy, declaring a national emergency on energy, aimed at increasing domestic energy production. Yes, gets to get that cheap gas again. Revoking Biden's EV mandate. Yes. Allowing for the review of policies burdening energy development, which, yes. Now, the concerning thing for the auto industry is they love stability, and when they make a new car or truck, whatever they have you, it's a $700 million to $1 billion gamble, and it's a very long development cycle for the historical legacy automotive community, especially that take time to do things, or not very efficient. So, I mean, this is great news, but we're not going to get great V8 stick shifts on every vehicle tomorrow. Now, that would have been hilarious if he were to do it. He would never, but I mean, that would just be too perfect if Trump did that type of policy. I mean, I would think that'd be great. From now on, every car will make the V8 great again. Perhaps a couple V10s and a couple V12s, all with a stick shift only. Gonna make America shift again. We'll lose weight. We're already too big. JFK's gonna, RFK Jr. is gonna fix the food supply. We need to get exercise every time we shift. That's 3 calories burned, not average. We will shift again. We will make the manual transmission the best, the greatest, like we were when we made it so. Which, again, he would never do, but I mean, as a gearhead, I would love that. And yeah, everyone have to learn. Imagine a grocery getter with a V10 or V12 on a stick shift, like a minivan. Again, I'm only partially kidding, but I mean, I'd certainly smile ear to ear. That would be beautiful. And I know I'm definitely in the minority. Less than 2% of vehicles sold in North America come with a stick shift. Though, again, I would argue they should all have that by default. But yeah, the war on the internal combustion engine, thank God, is coming to an end. Because again, in my opinion, it's best ROI in terms of long-term ownership, reliability, and right to repair, since Bob down the street can fix my good old Civic Si, my Honda Civic Si. He doesn't have so much proprietary technology. It's not like an iPhone on wheels like EVs, where you really can't fix anything, and you're locked in to have the manufacturer take care of everything. So that's some great news, as well as being able to probably drill on federal lands again, be able to actually increase the sample size, or increase the availability of places to drill for oil, which again increases supply traditionally decreases the cost, and that'll be excellent as well. Hopefully you get some deregulation in that regard, because again, one of the biggest mechanisms for any country to grow and develop is cheap, efficient energy. Also going to need that for all the data centers and all the AI that all American consumers keep demanding for, which again, AI is great, but you need a lot of compute power to do that. You're going to need some massive data centers. Now, he also says he wants a reinstatement of the federal death penalty. Excellent. an order reinstating the federal death penalty, specifically for crimes involving murder of law enforcement officials or by undocumented immigrants. He also has a withdrawal from the World Health Organization. Excellent. Trump announced a withdrawal from the U.S. World Health Organization, alleging his critique of international bodies, which, again, talk about ripoff. We pay those SOBs about $500 million per year under the Biden administration. And when Trump left and then came back, he was like $36 million, like what the second top paying country was giving them. Yeah, $500 million for the World Health Organization, which ironically I have not seen actually make any world more healthy. Quite the antithesis if you want to dive into the details, but yeah, it's astonishing how much money we waste on other things that don't actually help American taxpayers. And yeah, the World Health Organization getting $500 million, that would be one of them. So it'll be interesting to see, how quickly we make America great again per se. But yeah, some of the most effective policies that are going to make I think, especially for the business world, definitely going to help out. But let me know in the comments, of all the policies reviewed, which one do you think will have the greatest impact on your day-to-day life? And which one are you a fan of the most? Let me know in the comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button, I'd greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.